Hey, good day. Welcome to another episode of Freedom on Fire. I'm your host, Robert Bob TV Brown. Today, I saw a video, TYT Emma, politics, TYT politics, talking to a young lady. I don't even care to know her name. All I can call her is just stupid and dumb when it comes to politics. I just don't understand how we, as Americans, elect these people who don't know what the heck they're talking about. And you wonder why Donald Trump won? Because that knucklehead, ignoramus when it comes to politics, it doesn't, I mean, we're electing people on identity politics, and the very words of this young lady spews identity politics. The question that Emma posed to her was about the super delegates and the disadvantage of a super delegate. Super delegates are totally anti-American. It is totally against our democracy. It is unethical. It lacks integrity. And the bottom line is you're giving one special person 1,000 votes compared to my one. And what make them special? Now I'm going to try to break down this interview, but it's going to be hard because she just talking ignorance out of her mouth. Watch this.
People who say that the Democratic Party is supposed to be better than the Republicans, they're supposed to have an more open process, and the superdelegates take away from that open process.
What the superdelegates tell you is what they think of the people running for president, and you have to listen to them for one reason. They actually know them. Okay, the voters don't actually know them. The voters can be fooled, as many Republicans were fooled by Donald Trump, and they now regret it. Okay, so you want in the process, you want somebody who actually knows the candidates and can evaluate them on the basis of their ability to govern. So look at it this way. You would not go to a neurosurgeon who was not validated by other neurosurgeons, right? You would not get an electrician who wasn't accepted by other electricians. This is a very important office, and we are choosing somebody with no input from other people who govern.
But let me just one more pushback. Hillary Clinton got virtually all the superdelegates before people even voted, and she lost to Donald Trump. So she wasn't the superior candidate in the eyes of the American people.
But I'm not talking about superior candidates. I'm talking about people who are able to govern. And there's no doubt that she would have been able to govern. There's no doubt that her colleagues who had worked with her thought she would be able to govern. I'm talking about something different, okay? This is the ability to actually function if you get elected. In other words, it doesn't do anybody any good to elect people who cannot govern. We have just done that for the first time in our history, and we are in big danger from this guy.
Thanks so much for your time.
All right, so Emma talked about how we, as Democrats, well, don't count me because I'm not a Democrat, I'm an independent, but sometimes I lean toward Democrats. As a Democratic Party, you're supposed to be one-upping yourself against the Republican Party. Your process of engaging people in the electoral process should be easy, confident, smooth, and full of integrity. And she's saying that, hey, you're doing totally opposite of that. You close your primaries. Nobody can vote unless they're Democrats. You totally leave out the ones who are going to carry you over. And I want you to get this, politician. If you're watching me, some of you watch me, some of you don't want to watch me because I'm in your behind and I'm telling you the truth. If you don't get what I'm saying in this, you're going to lose and cause a 2020 victory for Trump and a 2018 victory to give even more people seats in Congress. Independents right now make up the majority, not Democrats, not Republicans. So stop trying to figure out what we need to do to keep Democrats together and find out what we need to do to bring in independents to support our cause, to support our vision, support our drive. Another thing, trash your vision for America and find out what the people want and give it to them. That's your key to victory. And what you're going to do is you're going to mess up, and the Republican Party is going to capitalize on that advice I just gave you. Let me get back into this. Kind of getting hyped up, man, because this lady kind of ticked me off. trying to come up with every freaking dumb excuse to keep super delegates. You don't need super delegates.
People who say that the Democratic Party is supposed to be better than the Republicans, they're supposed to have an open, more open process, and the superdelegates take away from that open process.
What the superdelegates tell you is what they think of the people running for president.
She said the superdelegates tell you what they think of the people running for president. Hey, ma'am, I don't give a crap what they think. I don't. They don't even have their thinking right. I don't want to hear nothing what the superdelegates got to say. I don't care about no superdelegates. They're no different from the janitor or the bum on the street. Only difference is they got some kind of high positions, probably based on how much money they're giving to your party, and you gave them special access and special privilege. Is that fair? Is that balanced? Is that the American way? No. Let me keep going.
And you have to listen to them for one reason. They actually know them.
Oh, she said, I have to listen to them for what reason?
Have to listen to them for one reason. They actually know them.
So she's saying we have to listen to them for one reason. They actually know them. I don't give a crap. I don't give a crap. I don't give a crap. Yes, you know them, and you know they crooked as they come. You know they take PAC money. You know they take super PAC money. You know they kiss up to the big donors. Their voting records is crap. And you think we're going to trust you, super delegates, as you use your 1,000 to my 1 vote to get this person over the hump like you did with Hillary Clinton before the election even started? By the way, I really believe the case of Anwan Awan and Debbie Wasserman Schultz is a blackmail case. I really believe that super delegates was blackmailed to not turn their back on Hillary Clinton. Strange things, right? Let me keep going.
Okay, the voters don't actually know them. The voters can be fooled, as many Republicans were fooled by Donald Trump, and they now regret it. Okay.
The voters don't actually know them. The voters can be fools. The voters can be fooled, as many Republicans can be fooled by Donald Trump. Now, they're trying to say the Republicans were fooled by Donald Trump. Most of the Republicans were not fooled. They know what they got in Donald Trump, and they are not regretting it. Sad to say, a lot of them don't have buyer's remorse. They like Donald Trump just like they wanted. Super arrogant, obnoxious, and condescending, and willing to shut down and crap on and poop on and piss on everything that Obama achieved. The Republicans like that about Trump. So don't think they were fooled. They were not fooled. The problem is you're fooled about Hillary Clinton and trying to be blind and act like you didn't know that she was this person when you know she was. And you're fooled about the cheating. Well, there was no fooling. You knew they were cheating. Bernie Sanders. I'd rather have a person who just didn't know than the person who knew all the time but could give a crap. So no, the Republicans are not regretting it. They were not fooled by Trump. They got exactly what they want. You're thinking because we're sitting in office, you know more than the people. This whole entire interview is a condescending, I know more, the superdelegate more than you, and that's why we need it. No, you don't know more. We know more. We check the congressional records. We check the voting records. We check their stance. We know them, the real them, based on their stance, their vote, and their policies. And that's all we need to worry about. Anything else, this chummy, buddy stuff, we can care less. So don't come up with no excuses to keep no freaking super delegates. That's the reason why you kick the Bernie Sanders people out of the Unity Commission. And I don't even understand why Bernie Sanders keep putting up with your mess. Bernie, stop being their whore. Stop being their slut. Stop letting them pimp you. They're slutting you around, whoring you around, using you, manipulating you, taking advantage of you to get votes. And I'm coming to the conclusion, as long as you continue to stay in there, this is part of your plan too. Let me keep going.
Okay, so you want in the process. You want somebody who actually knows the candidates and can evaluate them on the basis of their ability to govern.
We don't want to know their personality. We don't want to sit there and drink champagne and eat caviar and go to the big parties and the big galas with them. All we care about is their policies, their record, and how they govern. You talking about on their ability to govern. We're looking at their record and saying, yes, and their ability sucks. It sucks. It sucks. It sucks. They're horrible, and they're running this country into the ground, and they're running the people into the ground while they're enriching themselves.
So look at it this way. You would not go to a neurosurgeon who was not validated by other neurosurgeons.
What the hell did you just say?
You would not go to a neurosurgeon who was not validated by a neurosurgeon. Hold up. That's like saying you would not get somebody to work on your car unless Angie's List valued. I don't need Angie's List. My homie Boudreaux down the street, he could fix cars just as much as anybody at Amoco. So where you get that from? You don't want somebody unless they're validated by other neurosurgeons. No, I can find out whether he's a good neurosurgeon. I can look at his record. I can look at his lawsuit record. I can look at his ability to have a successful. I don't need no other neurosurgeon to tell me that.
Right? You would not get an electrician who wasn't accepted by other electricians.
Yes, I would get an electrician that was accepted by an electrician. I got a friend of mine. He got licensed. He's worked for other companies. He knows what he's doing. He haven't gotten any complaints. People love his work. He's recommended. And I don't need to go to another electrician to get that information. Where do you come up with this excuse to try to keep super delegates?
This is a very important office, and we are choosing somebody with no input from other people who govern.
I don't need a super delegate to tell me who I believe should run for office. You basically saying the super delegates know more, and you need them to tell you which one is best for you. I don't need none of them to tell me what's best for me. I can find out what's best for me. I know what's best for me. So this analogy that you're using is stupid and dumb. It is dumb to the core, because I don't need to talk to the neurological members of the board and their association. I don't need to talk to them. All I need to do is look at your record. And if your records show that you're getting the job done, you're getting the job done. So take that excuse, take that dumb, stupid analogy.
Turn that sumbitch sideways and stick it straight up. You can do it.
This is a very important office, and we are choosing somebody with no input from other people who govern.
But
This is a very important office, so we're choosing people with no input who govern. Which one is more important, a super delegate or the people speaking? Do you realize how dumb you are when it comes to this? You're a sold out, you're a freaking hack, coming up with excuses to keep something that's so undemocratic.
But let me just one more pushback. Hillary Clinton got virtually all the superdelegates before people even voted, and she lost to Donald Trump. So she wasn't the superior candidate in the eyes of the American people.
Now, Emma brought out a good point. Hillary Clinton got superdelegates, and she virtually lost to Donald Trump. True that. True that. How can one person get all the superdelegates before the race even starts? All right. There should not be a decision on who gets the superdelegates until it's time to vote at convention. You shouldn't assume that those superdelegates are yours. And you shouldn't take claim and credit for it. And those superdelegates shouldn't be telling people who they're going to vote for until after the process is done.
But I'm not talking about superior candidates. I'm talking about people who are able to govern.
I like to let people talk who like to talk. It makes it easier to find out how full of shit they are.
She said, I'm not talking about superior candidate. I'm talking about people who are able to govern. Let me tell you something, ma'am. Your name never crossed the screen, but hear me out. What you're saying is there are people that you pick and choose that knows what's best when it comes to running this country. That the people Don't know. I want you people to hear this so you can find out who this person is and get in her grill. And if she run for office, get her butt out of office quick, because she's going to cause us to go backwards, because she don't know what the heck she's talking about. Absolutely no clue. And I want y'all to get at her on Twitter, get her on Facebook, whatever, and let her know how you feel about her telling you you don't know, they know, and you need to trust them. DTP. DTAP. Don't trust any politician. Make them earn it. Don't trust a super delegate or a delegate. Don't trust nobody but you and your personal vote. And you fight hard, tooth and toenail, to get everybody voting power dwindled down back to one vote, one voice, one person. Look, we don't have to have somebody to vote to do that. You have a commission, and the commission can say, hey, this is this person, this is that person, this is this person, and show it to us. More important, we don't need you for that. We can find out for ourselves. We know just as much as you know. Sure, you may hang out with them, golf with them, sit in the yacht, all that kind of crap. You may know that. We don't want to know that. See, that's the problem. Being familiarized with the person in office sometimes hinders you. I don't want to be familiar with you. I don't want to be familiar with Bernie Sanders, the person. I don't want to be familiar with Hillary Clinton, the person. I don't want to be familiar with Donald Trump, none of them politicians. I don't. I just want to know your policies and how you govern and your track record of government.
And there's no doubt that she would have been able to govern. There's no doubt that her colleagues who had worked with her thought she would be able to govern. There's no doubt that she would have been able to govern.
Here's doubt. I doubt it. I doubt it. Doubt it. She sucked as Secretary of State. It's horrible. She's not Barack Obama, so she wouldn't have been Barack Obama 2.0, even though she touted herself as Barack Obama 2.0. She ain't even Al Gore. He sucked. Come on now. Come on. Ma'am, stop talking out of your behind. There's no doubt that her colleagues will work for her. You trying to tell me the right-wing conspiracy would have worked with her? You trying to tell me those progressives who, every time they turn around, the Democratic National Convention screw them over and treat them like trash, like you're doing right here, that they would work with her? Now, if you want to go to Hillary Clinton, we can go all day. She suck as Secretary of State, suck as First Lady, and suck as a senator in New York State. Now, Donald Trump, he's super suck because he never did this before. And he's a arrogant New York businessman, roughshod, and don't give a crap. And that's who we got for president. Hillary Clinton ain't got no ability to govern. I don't know where you get this crap from. Anybody that voted for the Iraq war based on false evidence don't have the ability to govern. Anybody who wants to go to war over Syria and Russia based on fake evidence, not true, not proven evidence that Assad poisoned his own people, don't need to be governed. Anybody that went and took out Gaddafi, who was and had some servicemen killed, can't govern. I know you don't like it, but she suck. Donald Trump suck worse than her because he don't know what he's doing. And his attitude is just terrible, and his mindset is terrible, and he's unfit to ever been president. But hey, doodle and crap, same thing to me. They both stink, and they both will dry up and turn to white powder if you let it stay in the air on the ground. And that's what we got with these two pieces of crap candidate election day. They're gone. The most important people on this planet during election day is not the super delegates. It's the people, and it's the Electoral College. Not the freaking super delegates. All right? It's the people and the Electoral College that's going to make the decision. What you're doing, you having somebody come in who have 1,000 plus to my one vote making the decision for me. And that's why the Democratic Party is losing seats by the thousands. And that's why they're setting themselves up to lose again in 2018. And they're setting themselves up for 4 more years of a Donald Trump president. And I can't stand the notion of this man and his attitude, especially toward my people. I can't stand the fact that him being in office for another 4 years with that kind of mindset. I don't know if he have a Paul experience on the road to Damascus and totally change and become a good president. People can change, and I don't take that from nobody. Anybody can change. But right now at this moment, I don't see no signs of changing. He's going backwards. And the reason he's going backwards, bringing the country backwards, because the things that you implemented that caused him to be in office. It wasn't the Bernie crowd. It wasn't the Bernie bros. It wasn't Jill Stein. It wasn't Russia. It's you and your rigged election process. It is unfair to any voter where his one vote do not match up to the super delegate thousands of votes. It is undemocratic and needs to be scrapped. It's tyranny and it's dictatorship. And you guys are trying to do whatever you can to keep it.
I'm talking about something different, okay? This is the ability to actually function if you get elected. In other words, it doesn't do anybody any good to elect people who cannot govern.
In other words, it doesn't do anybody any good to elect somebody who cannot govern. So basically you're saying that the reason Donald Trump is in office is because people are dumb, so dumb that they didn't know better than to vote for Hillary Clinton. All right, I'm done with the insults right now. And let me talk about you for a second, Miss Know-It-All. The people wanted to vote. The people saw a candidate that can govern. The people saw a candidate that can reach across the aisles. The people saw a candidate that understand the needs of independents, understand the needs of Republicans and Democratic alike. The people saw a candidate that didn't look at labels or titles. And that's the reason why he's an independent. Now, I'm not on a Bernie Sanders jock guy, but at that moment, he was what the people want. You guys rigged the election where he didn't have the lead. You immediately put in place an infrastructure for Hillary to can get the lead in delegates, super delegates, and delegates, and in states at the beginning. But once people find out about Bernie and his policies, they wanted Bernie. But the damage happened at the beginning. Why? Again, rigging and cheating. It wasn't fair and square, rigging and cheating. Rigging and cheating, rigging and cheating. And this is rigging. As long as you got super delegates who got 1,000 to my one vote, it is unbalanced. It is rigging. As long as you got closed primaries where you're not inviting everybody to participate in your election process, which you should be happy and proud to have, it's rigged. As long as you have the ability to keep people off the road, it's rigged. As it's rigged. As long as you got the date to change your affiliation way at the beginning of the election process for the primaries, instead of at least 1 month before that state votes, is rigging. Flipping coins, rigging. Changing the voting rules at the caucuses and at the conventions is rigging. And you're fighting so hard to keep this mess, which means as long as you fight hard to keep this mess, as long as you fight hard to change, people are going to continue to leave you. Don't you dare go crying unity when you're trying to control the process. If you want unity, you need to unify with what the people want instead of what you want. Let me continue to go. I'm almost done. So she's saying that because you guys didn't listen to the super delegates and go the way of the super delegates, we're in big danger. No, we're in big danger because you have super delegates. You need to scrap the super delegates and let the people make the decision. The people in general, not a select few people that you handpick that vote, that has the voting power of 1,000 plus people to my one. This was a disgusting interview. I'm glad Emma hit back on her on TYT. I'm glad she did. But ma'am, let me tell you something, ma'am, and I'm done. You are arrogant. Look at the smug on that face. Condescending. Know it all.
We have just done that for the first time in our history, and we are in big danger from this guy.
Thanks so much for your time.
All you have to do is make it fair and balanced, get the super delegates out of the way, open the primaries, Stop changing the rules at the convention and in the caucuses, and let the people, whether they're Republican, Democratic, Independents, whether they're Rent Too Damn High Party, Green Party, it doesn't matter. Leave it open for them to make the decision whether they want to choose to support one of your candidates running in your party. But I get it. You want to control everything. You want to manipulate everything. You want to make the decision so a grassroots person won't be able to come up and take a lead, as Debbie Wasserman Schultz would say. Or I call her Debbie Watch her, man, she sucks. Say. You want to control that. Whenever you want to control the election process, that is called tyranny. That is called authoritarian dictatorship. And that's what you're supporting, and that's what you're pushing. We're not going to buy it. If you're going to continue to hold on to super delegates and try to tell us what to do, we're not voting for you. We're going to continue to lead your party, and we're going to tell you to kiss our behind. And as for you, young lady,
Man, sit your ass down.